Hey folks, this part 2 of chapter 1 is all about the chapter 1 homework. So the first thing you should do is punch up Blackboard. Go to Blackboard as you see I'm doing here, and go click on assignments. And then under the assignments folder, yours will look just slightly different. You're going to click on the chapter 1 assignments folder. It clicks and opens here. And then you see all of your assignments for chapter 1. The first thing you want to do is click on this homework guide chapter 1 that contains all of the pieces of information you need for each assignment. So I'm going to bring up the homework guide and show you what it looks like. I'll talk briefly about each one of these. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me or give me a call and I can call you back. Sorry, I'm going to get up a different homework guide that will be uploaded that you see. So the first homework assignment that you have is called Total Cost of Ownership. And what you're going to do is you're going to open up this website and you're going to read about total cost of ownership, and you're going to start to understand what total cost of ownership really is. I believe it's in chapter 8, we go through total cost of ownership in detail. So what I'm really looking for you to do is start to understand all of the items and considerations that you need when you're calculating total cost of ownership. So some people struggle with this assignment just a little bit because I'm not looking for you to be exact. So first I'm going to bring up the website so you can see it. This is what it looks like. This is hiring and retention area for JDA services. You can see as I scroll up here. And this is just a very rough calculation of what total cost of ownership is. So as you read in chapter 1, you'll see that total cost of ownership needs to take in a lot of things into consideration. And I would like you to demonstrate that you can show me that you have a grasp on this, at least at the elementary level. So you're responsible for not only reading that section in chapter 1 of your book, but also reading through this first page. It talks about different vocabulary terms like what are capital costs, what are typical costs that pertain specifically to IT as you calculate TCO. And why it's important to understand TCO. So I'm scrolling down through here. You can see there's quite a bit of information, but it shouldn't be overwhelming. Then step 2 is to click on this JDA's online TCO worksheet. And let me take a moment to reiterate that you really need to use Internet Explorer. This particular calculator does not work with other web browsers without some major tweaking, so it's easiest just to open up Internet Explorer and calculate it. It's not as easy as enabling JavaScript for this particular website. All right, so as you can see here, you're going to be entering in various numbers. Okay, so what I'm looking for you to do is understand total cost of ownership enough to open up the total cost of ownership assignment form. So I'm going to open it up here, and you can see you're going to be completing these various parts of this assignment form. I'm also going to jump back to the homework assignment. So in this homework assignment, you're given all of these parameters and numbers to figure out the total cost of ownership. So you're given the scenario where you work for this company. It's a 2-year project, and kind of what it's about. You're purchasing 25 Windows 7 desktop workstations, and they are $935 each. So you can see, keep this 25 number in mind, and then you're going to work your way down through this information. So what you're going to do in the total cost of ownership website, is you're going to enter in each field number based on the information that I've given you in the homework guide. I'm actually not looking for you to get the calculated number correct. I'm looking for you to understand why you entered certain numbers in each field that you did. So for example, the dollar cost of common standard configuration. Let me tell you, this number is going to be equal to, and I'm going to jump over to the homework guide, the dollar amount for each workstation. And then you're going to tell this calculator the number of workstations installed. Okay? So that should be a fairly simple set of numbers for you. Now you're going to, this field is going to add in all of these costs. So you have technical infrastructure, hardware, software costs, servers, printers, routers, cabling, etc. So you're going to go back to the homework guide, and you're going to, on your own, determine which set of these numbers should be included in that field. And I highly recommend that you write down which numbers you used for that particular field. If you multiplied it by something, if you divided it, how you took the 2-year life cycle into consideration or not. You know, I talk about worker and things like that. And a lot of people come back with questions like, well, how do I decide? No, that is for you to determine. And then when I'm going to jump back to the assignment form. What you're going to do is you're going to answer these questions. You're going to paste a screenshot of your completed, of this screen with the calculation filled in here. So you're going to fill in all these numbers, and then you're going to click calculate total cost. So you're going to take a screenshot so I can see your numbers and everything that you did, and then you're going to fill in these fields based on the numbers that you got. Capital cost for each workstation, you're given that. Expected total cost of ownership for each workstation. So when you calculate the total at the bottom, you're going to divide that by 25 because that's the number of workstations we have. Each printer, you're going to, excuse me, I forgot to tell you, you're going to do this twice. One for the printers and one for the workstations. So you'll have 2 screenshots up here, one for printer, one for the workstations. And then you can get the printer costs here. And then you'll add the total cost of ownership for printers and workstations, and put the final number in here. Now, what's really important is that you fill out the last field here, and that is giving me the information on how you came up with each field, the number in each field. So what I'm looking for is you decided that technical infrastructure would include these things. You decided that hardware and software costs would include these things. I included this part of the server and printer and things like that when you're doing the printer. What are you going to are you going to dedicate any server cost to the printers or not, and give me why? So this should be at least 2 to 3 sentences of information here describing why, and that's where the majority of the points for this assignment are. So even if your numbers are off, which very few people actually get it right, which is fine. I'm not giving you quite enough information and quite enough specifics to really get it right, but I'm looking for that justification, and that tells me that you at least have a grasp on what total cost of ownership is. So if you have questions on that assignment, let me know. The rest of the assignment should be a little more self-explanatory. So the second assignment is the So Can You discussion, and I apologize, I have it in Blackboard and not on my current homework guide, but it will be there, I promise, when you open it up. So this So Can You discussion board, you again click on the Blackboard link and it takes you to the discussion board. You scroll down and I have all the information here that you need. You're going to go to the So Can You website. You're going to take a career test, which is actually relatively endless. At least I haven't been patient enough to get to the end. But you can end it at any time by clicking at any tab near the top left part of the screen. You can also search for careers if you have one specific in mind and you want to jump to that. Once you get to your area of interest, you're going to look at the information about that job. You can view some videos. There's a ton of information on this website, but I want you to gather these bulleted, bolded list of information for me. Some students find that SoCanU doesn't provide the information, like some of it doesn't have the annual salary average or the education typically required. Feel free to Google that information and let us know that you got it from a different website. So what you're going to do is you're either going to record a video of yourself talking about this information, or you can type out that information. And I have instructions on what I mean by record a video. Take a video on your smartphone or mobile device or desktop computer, however you like to take videos. Upload it to a site like YouTube or whatever your favorite video site is, and then simply paste the URL in the thread. What I don't really want you to do is paste the video, because that will be a large file that's embedded into our Blackboard site, and if I get a lot of those, our Blackboard site gets a little too slow for some of our users. And then lastly, you're going to reply to one other student. So hopefully that's a fun assignment for you, and you can learn a little bit about different jobs. The third assignment is the knowledge, skills, and abilities. This should be relatively self-explanatory. Read through it. You're going to click on some different websites and peruse through some different career information. That's pertaining specifically to information technology careers. If you have any questions on that, once again, please let me know. The last assignment that you're going to complete, that's the fourth assignment. I know it says third here, but it says fourth when you open it up, is the Chapter 1 quiz. For each quiz, you can take each quiz. I've changed this because nobody takes it 4 times. Each quiz you can take 3 times. So your highest grade is recorded in Blackboard. Keep in mind that each time you take the quiz in any one of these chapters, it's randomly generated from a pool of questions, so each quiz may not be the same. It is based on the information contained in Chapter 1, and it's open book and open notes, so you don't have to memorize everything. Again, let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, have fun with these homework assignments.